What up, boys, and welcome back to yet another video. So in today's video, I want to talk a little bit about selling collectibles and how you can easily 10x your amount of collectible sales, because collectibles is something that I consider to be one of the most fun way to acquire gold. However, there's a lot of people that are skeptical about it. They can't really get transmog items to sell, so they kind of neglect that and they go over to farming water within materials because that's flies off the auction house. Now, the most common mistakes for selling collectibles and transmog is going to be something that I'm going to go over in this video. And hopefully by the end of this video, you've learned something that will help you increase your sales drastically. So before we do that, I do want to say a massive thank you for all of the support on the 0 to 10 million gold guide. This gold guide is something that I've been working on for multiple years and updated it ever since. It features the best tactics and methods that I personally use in order to obtain hundreds of millions of gold. The best part is that once you get the gold guide, you will get every single update done to the gold guide for every single future expansion of WoW completely for free, sent directly to your mail. So if you want to read more about it and grab it, use the link down below in the description. And don't forget to use the discount code STUDENT. If you already have the gold guide, you can consider signing up to the VIP Discord, where we discuss stuff like we're talking about in this video. Basically, it's a community with like-minded people that loves to farm gold and make gold, and we help each other out to try and make as much gold as possible. You also get to watch all my YouTube videos before they go public on YouTube. You get exclusive gold tips, multiple spreadsheets for gold making, investments, and much more. But that's also linked down below in the description. Now, the most common mistake that I see people do has to do with TSM groups, and that's something that I want to talk about firstly. And this is just a test profile that I'm using to show you guys what the issue is, and that is the issue itself comes when adding items to your TSM group. Wherever or not you're adding them one by one as you're getting them, or you're importing somebody's groups in operation. Now, if you open up your TSM and you click on groups, you have this drop-down menu right here, which is extremely important for transmog sales. You have specific item level, and base item. Now, if I have this on specific item, which a lot of people do, notice how the item says Varachi Vest of the Peerless and Wicked Chain Bracers of the Firefly. Now, this item is just Varachi Vest, and this is just Wicked Chain Bracers. Of the Peerless and of the Fireflash is just indication of which stats they have. Fireflash being critical strike and haste, and Peerless being critical strike and mastery. Now, when you're buying a transmog item, you don't care if it has critical strike or mastery. You just want the appearance. So by posting or adding these items into the group, and when this one is selected, specific item, you will only undercut items that is exactly this item level with exactly these stats. Super bad thing to do when you're posting transmog. If you put it as item level, well, you're gonna see that off the Fire Flash and Perilous is removed, but you're only gonna undercut items of this specific item level, right? Which people buy this for transmog use, they don't care about the item level of it at all. So every single transmog item that you're posting and adding into your TSM group needs to be base item. And I'm willing to bet that at least 40% of you guys watching this video needs to go and check your TSM groups, because you probably have a bunch of items added as specific item, which is quite easy to see. If you open up your TSM groups and you look at the grouped item list, if you have any item that says of the, and then like a random name, you got to remove it from the group and then re-add it as a base item. So that is like the number one reason why people don't get sales, because you're not actually, when you're posting, you're not actually undercutting the cheapest version of that appearance, right? So that is the number one reason. I also want to talk a little bit about everyone getting like these very rare, expensive transmog items and struggling with selling them. Now, back in the days, the only thing that really mattered was having the cheapest one on your auction house, on your realm. But now it is way tougher because you're due to Warbanks, you're competing with everyone. Like people can just open up their Warbank and they can take out gold on whatever realm they want to take out gold on. Like if I wanted to right now, I could just take out some gold on this tune right here. I could withdraw, let's say, 999,000 gold. And then I could take that gold, go in the auction house, buy whatever, and put the item into the war bank. And I could like move it around. I could buy the cheapest transmog on the entire EU if I wanted to, just by making tunes on those realms. So Warbank made it way tougher to for us to sell items based on just the best price on the realm that we play on. So a tool that you want to use to combat that and increase your chance of getting sales, because keep in mind, getting the items, the collectibles, is the easy part. Selling them is the tough part. So you can use a website like this one right here, which is called Undermind Exchange, where you can search up an item. In this case, I've selected my realm, top left. I've searched up the Fight Club, which is a rare item from Scarlet Monastery, a so-called super item, and it's 3.5 million gold on my realm at the moment. Now, most people, 9 out of 10 people, would do one out of two things. They would either just post it at 3.5 million because that's the price, right? Or they would undercut the shit out of it to try and get a fast sale because they're happy with a million, right? They don't give a shit if it sells for 3.5. A million is enough for me. Now, what you should do, not with every transmog item, don't get me wrong, that's way too time consuming, and I'm selling a ton of items for 100,000 gold that people could buy for 20,000 gold on a different realm because a lot of people are lazy and unaware of this option. But the big boy collectors, they definitely use this. Every big collector in the game of appearances, transmog appearances that I know, they use this method to find the cheapest transmog on the region, whatever that's NA or EU. So you search up the item that you just got. You just went out farmed. You got lucky. You got a big item. Search it up on Undermind Exchange. Scroll all the way down to where do we have it? Did I scroll past it? To this wait, let me see. Price. There we go. I'm a clown. To like this area right here, where you can sort it by price. Now, you can sort it by price right here, and you can take a look, scroll down, and you can see, all right, 199,000 gold. There's none posted. That's old. Somebody bought those. You want to scroll down to where you have one on the auction house, and you can see that on Silver Moon, there's one posted for 1,000,000 gold. Now, nobody's going to buy your Fight Club for 3.5 million when they can go to Silver Moon and buy it for 1,000,000 gold, or to Draenor and buy it for 1.3 million gold. Another important aspect with transmog item is that you need to search up the item, and it might have a bunch of different item levels. So in that case, you gotta check the different item levels as well, because a lot of the times an item level 89 can go for 1,000,000 gold, but item level 20 is 500,000 gold. And remember, item level doesn't matter. So, like right here, if I searched up an item level 15 shield, that's 700,000 gold. And the cheapest, there's only two in EU for that price. The one for 700,000 gold, and you got one for 1,000,000 gold on Silver Moon. But why would somebody pay 1,000,000 gold for a transmog item when they can get like a lower item level one like this one at item level 196, which they can currently pick up for 399,000 gold on Black Hand, right? So it's important with these big items to check out all the different item levels, see what is the cheapest price in my region, and then price them accordingly to that. In most cases, there's exceptions, but in most cases, that's what you want to do to get those fast sales. Another thing that I want to end this off with is like the importance of scaling when you're dealing with collectible items. And this is something that I mentioned in a lot of videos, and a lot of you guys are probably tired of listening to me talking about the concept of this. But when people say that transmog doesn't sell, in my experience, in 99% of the times, it's because people don't have enough items. Like they are used to going out farming like the current content materials, throwing up on the auction house, it sells instantly. If they watch a video of somebody farming transmog, they go and they might do an hour of a transmog farm, be left with 25 items, post it on the auction house, and then complain because it didn't sell during the night, right? Now, transmog items, they have, it's very important to look at the sell rate of transmog items. And like a transmog item might sell on average every 100 days. Like that's pretty normal. It takes 100 days on average to sell a transmog item. Very, very normal. Might sound really, really bad when you like say it out like that, but that's the reality. Now, that shouldn't spook you though, because a lot of transmog items sells on average every 10 days as well, right? Or every 5 days. It depends. But let's say that every transmog item in the game sells on average every 100 days. Sounds horrible. If you have 100 items selling on average once every 100 days, you should get one sale a day on average. If you have 500 items posted on the auction house, you should get 5 sales a day. If you have 2,000 items, like you guys get the math. It's all about the numbers. The more auctions you have, the higher the chance of you selling items will be. Like we normally say that once you get to around 1,000 transmog items, you will be guaranteed the daily sales of transmog. So even though that sounds really bad, it isn't necessarily bad because your average like value per auction is relatively high. Now, you should have roughly 1 million gold value per 100 auctions. So if you have 1,000 auctions, it should be worth 10 million gold. If you have 2,000 auctions, it should be 20 million gold. So, like, for me, as an example, I'm sitting at right now, at the moment of this recording, at 2,899 transmog items with a value of 67.5 million gold. So, not bad at all. Like my auction house is doing pretty good on this realm right now. I'm posting on multiple realms, but this one is pretty decent. But it's like if you do the math on this and you actually take this number right here and you divide it, you'll notice that the average value of each auction is pretty good. So if you sell on average 28 items a day, one item every 100 days on average, if that was the sell rate, like you would be making some serious gold with this auction house, which I fortunately am. Like I have an average value of 23,000 gold per auction. So even if I just get a couple of sales a day, I should be making good gold. But the reality is you're going to sell a bunch more of the low value auctions, which also adds up. But the key point is you need to have a big auction house if you want to deal with transmog items. Some people, they do it successfully with only 100, 200 items, but they deal with very specific transmog items and big ticket items. They typically buy low and sell high, or they farm specifically for those items because they know they work, they know they do well, and then they just, instead of having 3,000 auctions, they have 200 and they run frequent undercut scans on those, and that works. But like big scale transmog gold making, you need to have a lot of auctions. So hopefully some of you guys found this video of interest and of help. If it did, please let me know down below in the comment section if you like this style of video with these tips, I guess. And that's pretty much it. Appreciate you guys watching. Don't forget to check out the VIP Discord, which is linked down below in the description, together with the 0 to 10 million gold guide. And I will see you all back in at tomorrow's video. But until then, bye-bye.